in the Mile High City. We're in Denver as we come to you from Coors Field. This is game one of a three-game series, Giants and Rockies. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Giants coming off a really, really nice homestand where they go 5-1. They've won 13 of 14. But the true test is trying to win in this ballpark. This has always been a tough place to play.
Well, and so far they have not fared well this year. And the two guys that have really tormented the Giants since the start of the season have been Nolan Arenado, the third baseman, and Trevor Story, the rookie shortstop. So in order for the Giants to do well today, they're going to have to control those bats. And oh, by the way, Buster Posey so far this year hitting 109 against this Rockies team. He needs to find his Coors Field stroke. That is a key.
And he is at first base tonight. All right, when we come back, we are going to talk about the pitching matchups. So we'll have more from Coors Field here in Denver right after this. For Giants and Rockies baseball, and a good pitching matchup tonight. A couple of right-handers. Your thoughts on Chatwood and Cain?
Well, both of these pitchers have really pitched well away from Coors Field. Matt Cain, this is nothing new. Historically, since 2011, his ERA against the Rockies here in Denver is in the sevens. So I think this will be a good test for him. He's coming off of 3 great starts. If he could make it work in Coors Field, that would be a total feather in his cap. His opponent tonight, Tyler Chatwood, he's 5-3. 4 of those wins have come on the road with his ERA in the low 2s. At home, he's only won 1 game with his ERA in the 6s. So Coors Field has had its way with both of these pitchers tonight. Hopefully Cain can find the right track.
Yeah, so this is game one of a long, long road trip for the Giants, and they're hoping to get it started on the right track. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups on the first pitch right after this. The skies have cleared up, and we've got a nice night for baseball. The good news is both starting pitchers never got started. The bad news is it never rained.
Well,
but
false alarm.
What happens is you check the radar, you see what's coming, and in defense of the powers that be, you just don't want to get those guys up and then have to have them stop. So it looks like that they did the right thing. But nice Friday night crowd. You have a lot of Giants fans in attendance. We know that because we saw them walking around town today. Giants are red hot right now. They've won 5 in a row and 13 of 14. But this place has always been problematic. The Giants starting lineup is brought to you by Audi. Visit a Bay Area Audi dealer today and get behind the wheel of an Audi. Get behind the wheel of an Audi model you've always wanted. For the Giants, no Pence and no Belt. It'll be Span, Panik, and Duffy. Buster Posey has big numbers here at Coors Field. And remember, the last time the Giants were here in early April, Buster missed the first 2 games because of an injury. Following Posey will be Crawford, Blanco, and then Jarrett Parker gets to take his swings here in Denver. Trevor Brown will do the catching, and then on the hill is Matt Cain.
There's Matt Cain strapping his game face on, and this has really been a house of horrors for him since 2011. His ERA here has been in the 7s, and this year, if you took the 2 starts out that he had here in Denver, I mean, you're talking 14 runs in 8 1/3. His ERA would be in the 3s, so it's almost added 2 points to his ERA. All right, time right now for our Toyota by the numbers. Toyota time is on. It just announced for Memorial Day, get $2,000 total cash back on Corolla. Test drive yours at your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. The Giants, the last 14 games, they're 13-1. The team ERA is 2.06. The starters ERA is 1.56. Bullpen 3.58. They've hit 234. They've averaged 3.5 runs a game. They've hit just 9 home runs in that time. But their fielding percentage is .989, having made just 6 errors as a team. They are really doing it with the arms and doing it with the gloves. But here in Coors Field, you have to do it with the bats.
See Tyler Chatwood helping lead his team out of the Rockies dugout. This is a Rockies team that didn't get in until the wee hours of the morning, having played a night game in Boston last night. There you see the numbers for Chatwood.
Well, they're really good. I mean, Chatwood on the road is 4-0 with an ERA of 0.53. However, here at Coors Field, he's 1-3 with a 6.65 ERA. When he's right, you're going to see a high 3/4 release, a fastball that's low to mid-90s. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. Lifetime against the Giants, 3-3 with a 4.00 ERA. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Tyler Chatwood. Starting in the Rockies outfield from left to right, it'll be Parra, Blackman, and Gonzalez. Really good assist arms across the outfield. Very strong arms on the corners. Story and Arenado on the left side of the infield, LeMahieu and Reynolds on the right side. Tony Walters, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs. This is a very, very good defense, one of the best in all of baseball. And they really don't get enough recognition for how good they are with the gloves, especially that guy right there, Gold Glover, Nolan Arenado. Chatwood, not a big guy, 6 feet tall, 185 pounder. He's 26 years old, his 5th year at the big league level. And he's had to deal with a couple of Tommy John surgeries. And so, I mean, rare that you recover from one, have to have it again, but he's recovered from 2 and he's throwing the ball well.
So here's Denard Span as we get ready, survive the rain delay. Now we have sunshine. So Span stepping in, hitting at 260. And Chatwood's first pitch of the game is taken for a called strike. So we get started at 7:22. Two for 9 lifetime spans numbers against Chatwood, and there's another strike called by Field and Colbreth. Manny Gonzalez, Jim Reynolds, CB Buckner, those are your 3 umpires on the bases. But Field and Colbreth behind the dish.
Field and Colbreth is a low ball guy. He has a tight zone. I mean, he's really a good hitter's umpire. He doesn't like to call a lot of corners.
Waiting on Mark Reynolds to adjust his sunglasses. Tough spot at first base right at this time, because throws from the infielders, especially on the left side, sometimes come right through the sun as Span fouls it back. 56 degrees, by the way.
Beautiful night. I love the configuration where they put the center field camera. You look right over the top of a pitcher. It really gives you a different perspective than what you're normally used to seeing. Normally you're looking over the right shoulder, or even a little bit farther right.
Chop foul. Panik on deck, and then Duffy.
See where the camera is. Right on top of, well, just the front row of the rock pile, which is the bleacher section out in center field. But it's right in line with home plate.
Chatwood taking his time. Span now waits, and this is bounced to Reynolds, and they're going to call it a fair ball. So that's how this game gets started, on a ground ball to Mark Reynolds, and that'll bring up Joe Panik.
Take a look right down the right field line, and for Mark Reynolds, just catch it, step on the bag. That is easy.
Here's Joe Panik. Joe Panik hitting at 246. 5 home runs, 19 runs batted in. He's only faced Tyler Chatwood 3 times. He's 1 for 3. The one hit a double. And a strike. Giants are coming off a homestand where they went 5-1. They lost the very first game on that homestand, and then proceeded to win the next 5. As there's a pitch down low to Joe Panik. See what they've done against the National League West. They've got a 10-game winning streak. Panik taps it foul.
Coors Field tonight has got lots of carry. Batting practice was entertaining if you like offense. We watched Jeff Samardzija hit it over the complete left field bleacher section and onto the walkway in front of the concession stands.
Pitchers are putting on a show. Panik fouls it down the left field line. That's going to be out of play. You saw the graphic on the Giants against the West. Overall now they're 20-11. They've really picked it up on the road, and it helps when you win 7 in a row on the road, which they did on the last road trip. They're 14-8 now on the road as Panik takes a low. So all in all positive numbers. On the homestand, they lost that Friday night game to the Cubs. Bit of a blowout. Panik out swinging.
Cut fastball just down and in. Just set on the inside corner, nothing fancy. You don't want to walk him, but the little cut that just sails off the plate in. Yeah, that's a tough pitch to cover if you have a flat swing like Joe Panik.
Here's Matt Duffy at 250 with a couple of home runs. He's got 12 runs batted in. And he doesn't waste any time as he drives this one foul and out of play the other way.
Well, what they learned about Chatwood, having faced him earlier in the year here at Coors Field, is he will come at you. He likes strike one, and he can throw strike one with all of his pitches. Oftentimes, that's the best pitch you get to hit.
Yeah, now he wants a new baseball. Times have changed. Pitchers now throw it out on their own. Umpires did not allow that when you pitched.
No, could not. But you didn't want to throw it back, especially a ball that got hit on the ground to a shortstop a couple times. Guaranteed there was a little ding in the ball.
Hit well into left center field. It'll hang up. Actually, not very well at all. And Parr is there, and that'll end the inning. Coors Field got me already. Rockies are coming up. Out this lineup, it'll be Blackmon, LeMahieu, and then Nolan Arenado, who torches the Giants. That's all I can say about that. Gonzalez, Reynolds, and Parra. Trevor Story has been dropped down to 7th. Tony Walters 8th, and Tyler Chatwood is hitting 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the big right-hander Matt Cain, 6'3", 230-pounder. He's 31 years of age and his 11th year at the big league level. And this is what he has done in 9 starts, 1-5 with a 5.37 ERA. You take the 2 starts he had against Colorado here, and it's ERAs in the 3s. The low 90s fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, cutter. Lifetime against the Rockies, 17-10 with a 3.58 ERA.
Blackmon fouls this one back and out of play. If you look up and down the averages, there isn't hardly any of these Rockies in this lineup that are not having good offensive years. Tony Walters is the only one not. He's hitting 8th and hitting 179. Everybody else close to 300. And that's a combination of Coors Field and a combination of they're all good hitters.
Well, when you think of the Colorado Rockies, you think offense.
Skied out to right for Parker, and Parker puts it away.
Let's check out the Giants on defense tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Blanco, Span, and Parker, with Hunter Pence getting another day off with that sore hamstring. Crawford, Duffy on the left side of the infield, Panic and Posey on the right side. Trevor Brown, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Another day of rest for Brandon Belt, who twisted his ankle in the last homestand. Should be good to go tomorrow.
DJ LeMahieu hitting at 303, and he takes that fastball that Cain runs inside. 1 ball and no strikes. 8 for 20 against Cain lifetime. A couple of doubles and a home run. LeMahieu has just been another one of those Rocky hitters that does well against the Giants. Cain staying inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
LeMahieu tall, especially for a second baseman. He's 6'4". Likes to extend. He likes middle away.
LeMahieu on this past road trip. It was a 9-game road trip. He went 8 for 28. There's a called strike. Rockies win 3 and 6. They did, however, win the most important one, and that was the one last night on getaway day to come home.
Happy flight.
LeMahieu, base hit, right field.
One of the strengths of LeMahieu, and it's been that way since he first showed up at the big leagues, is his ability to go to right field with the outside pitch. Guys that can do this can hit 300 in the big leagues. He takes what you give him, and that's not that greedy in a 3-1 count.
Here's Arenado. Arenado did not have a good road trip. Had 6 hits and 32 at bats. You can probably put those numbers out the window. Here he takes a strike and it's 0-1.
Well,
history-wise, Cain's done all right against him, but how about this? 4 for 22. But the 4 hits, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. So Cain overall has got ownage on him in the average department, but Arenado's got ownage on Cain in the power department.
Cain and the Giants. I mean, Arenado's got a 1 for 20 going right now with 6 punch outs in his last 5 games. So let's see how that plays out in this series.
This is hit high and foul in a souvenir down the left field line.
Since the start of 2015, in 104 at bats, Arenado's hitting 356 with 25 extra base hits in those 37 hits.
Yeah, but not many of them have been home runs.
13. And in those 26 games, he's got 38 RBIs, and that, folks, is ownage.
LeMahieu at first with 1 out. Bottom of the first. Cain and Brown now are going to have a conversation. These two hooked up in Arizona, where Brown called a great game for Matt Cain.
See the home run leaders in the National League. Arenado with 14, trailing just 1 guy, Yoenis Cespedes.
Parker, more work. Arenado's choosing not to run. So here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez at 287. 6 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Taking his time, making sure everything's perfect, and then he steps out. Gonzalez 8 for 32 on the trip. Could have a home run last night.
Yeah, it was a low ball below the knees in Boston.
And the runner goes, and this is bounced to Panic, and Cain is going to have a nice first inning, only allowing the 1 hit to LeMahieu. Posey, Crawford, Blanco coming up. 7th and the 8th, and you can enjoy big savings to see David Ortiz and the Sox. $34 tickets is in honor of number 34 and the last regular season visit to AT&T Park. For Big Papi is Buster Posey. Bounces this one to Arenado, gloves it, throws it, got him. Enter the code Big Papi at checkout and you can save on tickets for the Red Sox.
Now we talk about the defensive ability of Nolan Arenado. About halfway into this ground ball, I'm figuring, okay, how is he going to do this? And even with Posey, who doesn't have great speed, he never even thought about his glove hand. It was going to be bare hand all the way, and in one motion, he makes a hard play look easy. And a nice play, too, from Mark Reynolds on the first base side of it. He had to make a really nice stretch to gather that in.
Here's Crawford. Crawford's got pretty good numbers against Chatwood, 7 for 17. Sent everybody home happy on Wednesday for a happy flight with his base hit in the 10th inning. .27 runs batted in for Crawford as he lifts this one foul.
All right, time for our BMW Drive, the ultimate driving machine at BayAreaBMW.com. And this is the ball that you're talking about that Brandon Crawford crushed off the center field wall. That was Wednesday. He hit it off of Brad Hand in the 10th inning. It was the 5th walk-off win for the Giants this year, and that is the most in the major leagues. Our BMW Drive.
Rolled foul. I didn't realize how close that was to being out of the park.
Yeah, he crushed it. Hand's got good stuff, but he hung a breaking ball and a 2-strike count, and Brandon Crawford jumped on it. Good lifetime numbers against Chatwood.
Got him.
Little cutter at 87. So 2 strikeouts tonight for Chatwood. Both have come on the same pitch. Cut fastball. Got panicked the same way. Here he gets Crawford.
Blanco at 244. Doesn't have a home run yet this year. He's got 7 runs batted in. That's going to carry out to Parra. And that is a quick inning for Tyler Chatwood. Kane coming back out. Reynolds is going to lead it off.
Change the way you experience TV only from Xfinity. We highlight center fielder Austin Slater, who's with the AA club in Richmond. And let's check out how he ranks in the Eastern League. 1st in batting average, 2nd on base percentage, 5th in slugging percentage, 4th in OPS. 6'2", 215-pounder, was an 8th round pick out of Stanford in 2014, and he is lighting it up, and that's our Xfinity future focus.
Center field. How about that?
Yeah.
Reynolds takes low. Dave Fleming probably knew all those numbers by heart. By the way, that was a strike.
Well, Dave Fleming, a fellow alumni of Stanford, I'm sure he follows him quite closely. Okay, I'm not sure of it. I would stake my paycheck on it.
Yeah, Dave will be in here in the 4th inning. John Miller. This is hit on the ground to Duffy. When John Miller said to us the last time we were here, "I'm never coming back," I'm starting to think now that maybe he was serious.
Well,
I mean, he said that.
but remember what happened last time he was here? Is he got sick?
Well, he got sick. He didn't like his room. The weather was bad. He didn't like the food here at the park. And there were about 5 other things.
Yeah, that was.
His chair was too short.
Yep, chair was too short.
So he said, "I'm not coming back."
Until September.
And he said, "Do they have rain delays here where it doesn't rain?" He was right.
Yeah, the rainless rain delay. This is not the first time we've had that happen. Game was delayed about 42 minutes.
Approximately, or right on the nose?
Well, I was going to say 45 when your brother whispered in my ear 42.
Two and 0 to Gerardo Parra. So anyway, the point is John is not here. Dave will be in. I'll head over to the radio side. Innings 4, 5, and 6. Kane looking into Brown, and the 2-0 is high, ball 3.
You don't get many high strikes with Fielding Colbreth. He's a low ball guy and with small corners. So what you get, you really have to earn. That's why he's referred to as a hitter's umpire.
Kane has gone after Parra 63 times. That's not including sacrifices or walks. Remember, Parra spent a lot of years with the D-backs. And a half swing and a miss, 3 and 2.
Yeah, he wants to swing 3-1. I mean, he's not up there looking for a walk. And that breaking ball broke him down. And it's making him talk to himself.
Yeah, because he's thinking, I might see that pitch again. Duffy is going to come over by friendly territory, and it's just out of reach. Well, maybe it wasn't that friendly.
Yeah, he needs a little more help. This is like the help they gave Steph Curry there a couple games ago. Let's go, Eric Ortega. At him, babe.
We need some guys running over there.
Well, if it wasn't for Eric Ortega, they'd have had nobody. Is that Brad Grims who's hiding?
Yeah. Carl was all over it. Foul back. You know, sometimes guys that are a little cold, they have their hands in their pockets. They're not going to take them out.
No. There's Brad Grims, Giants clubby.
Yeah, I think somebody's catching some grief down there.
Well, they should. Matt Duffy needs a little more help.
Good battle between Parra and Kane. Hit towards the gap. Blanco is going to track it down.
Nice comeback down the count, 3-0.
So one left fielder from Venezuela to another, and now we got a problem.
Bochy's looking at the dugout.
Yep, they're
right
going to take him out, I think. So Kane's going to leave, and it's going to be up to the bullpen.
Probably going to be Albert Suarez. Let's take a look. Watch the way he lands.
Well, it's better, I guess, leg or back than arm.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's obviously frustrated right here. Dave Gresher, the Giants head trainer, heading back in. And
Albert Suarez, he's going to come in with 2 outs and nobody on. And he can stand out there and throw for 20 minutes if he wants.
you're right, he has all the time in the world. And usually it's going to take about 20 pitches. Take a look at what he's done in 4 games. He's been very good. 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA. First couple times we saw him throw, I mean, he was a little tight. But the last outing he had against San Diego, he absolutely shined. And when he shines, you're going to see a low to mid 90s fastball, more mids than lows. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup, and he will throw all of them. Suarez down in AAA was 1-2 with a 2.88 ERA. In 5 games, he had made 3 starts for the River Cats. So the way that they were grooming him was to be the long guy here, and a long guy has to do exactly what he's being asked to do right now. Come in, injury early in the game, and now he's got to go through the lineup 1 time. So the Giants could get 3 innings out of him.
Giants fans remember Yasmero Petit, and this is what Petit did, and really excelled at it.
Suarez is a big guy too. I mean, you watch him take batting practice, and at home, the relievers don't hit during batting practice. The only exception is the long reliever, in case he has to start. And that would be Suarez. Well, you're used to watching Bumgarner hit and Samardzija hit, Kane hit. These guys all represent pretty well in that cage. Well, Suarez gets in there and he can hit. He's going to have a chance to. He'll hit tonight. He's a big guy, 6'3", 235, 26 years old. Giants signed him as a minor league free agent. He originally was with the Tampa Rays. Then he was with the Angels for a year. Then the Giants got him. Right now we have some time, so we're going to tell you about our Ford Right Choice. September 26, 2010. Right here at Coors Field, that's when Matt Cain took a no-hitter into the 8th inning and pitched his only career complete game in Denver. Now that night he pitched 9 strong, 3 hits allowed, a couple of earned runs, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. Giants won 4-2 behind home runs by Freddie Sanchez and Cody Rice. The new Ford F-150 is the official truck of Madison Bumgarner. It's built Ford tough. Learn more at yourcaliforniaford.com.
This is what happened to Cain, and it's obviously a leg.
Well, we're still awaiting word, and watching that delivery right there, it was his leg.
Trevor Story with 2 outs takes a pitch wide, hitting .272. He was the story in April around all of the major leagues. He started out hitting home runs like no one else has ever done it before. There's a pitch, an off-speed pitch, and a swing and a miss.
Well, he has tormented Giants pitching. Story 11 for 31, hitting .355.
More work for Parker. This would be the 3rd fly ball out to Parker in 2 innings. For the Giants, Parker, Brown, and then Suarez when we come back. McDonald's. Download the McD app on your smartphone for great deals on food you love at participating McDonald's. No score. Chatwood to Parker, and Parker bounces one up the middle for LeMahieu, and he kicks it around, and Parker's aboard.
Wow, that is a rare bobble. I don't know what they're going to give LeMahieu on this. He's a Gold Glove second baseman.
They're going to give him a hit.
It would be the first hit of the game. They usually like a clean hit.
They're going to give me a hit. They gave him an error.
Hey, Giants will take it. They now have a leadoff hitter on.
Here's Brown. Brown's got a lifetime home run off of Chatwood. And he takes low. Brown really in for Belt. Posey playing at first, so Brown gets the call behind home plate. Hitting .250. He's got 4 home runs, and he's got 10 runs batted in. He has been a good ad for the Giants, and there's a strike to even the count.
Well, you just don't. When you get around him, he just doesn't seem like a rookie.
You're right. Swing and a miss. Brown slips at home plate, 1-2.
You know, and it's not because he's cocky or disrespectful of the veterans around him. Quite the contrary. He just keeps his eyes open. He asks good questions. He's going to be a good pro. Little cutter. I think he was thinking left field bleachers seats with that swing.
Parker with his lead. Tap foul. As I mentioned earlier, he hit the home run off of Chatwood on April 12th. And he hit one later on.
Well, they weren't cheapies either. They'd have been out at AT&T, both of them.
Just outside to even the count at 2-2. Alberto Suarez is on deck. Full count.
Look out. So Chatwood really being very careful. Staying on the corners. Well, now with the runner on, 3-2 count, he needs a challenge here.
See if Parker goes. He does. On the ground and a base hit to right field, and Parker is going to head to third. Nice piece of hitting by Brown. LeMahieu vacated his spot to cover second. First hit of the game.
Well, you shorten up, use the middle of the field. You can see LeMahieu pulling out of second base to cover the bag. That's his responsibility. Trevor Brown taking advantage of it. Now all of a sudden you got a first and third situation, which very easily could have been 2 quick outs.
Yeah, plus we get to see Suarez swing the bat.
And he can swing it. Probably going to have a bunt, but he is a threat.
Outside, 1-0. First hit of the game for the Giants. LeMahieu singled in the first for the Rockies. Third inning. On a cool night here in Denver. Suarez shows bunt. And that's a strike. Denard Span is on deck. Bruce Bochy doesn't always have his pitchers bunt in situations like this.
And he also knows Suarez can swing it. He can hit the ball as far as Madison Bumgarner.
On the ground, speared by Chatwood. That's one. They're coming home. There's the throw, and they got him. And I don't think so.
Well, Parker says check it out, and then sure they will.
I do not believe that that's the right call. Knowing that Field and Colbreth has got a much better view of that play at home than we do.
Well, they're going to challenge it. Watch the leg as it gets in underneath. He's safe.
Yeah, and I think you and I saw that right away from up here.
Right between his legs. So we feel this should be a pretty quick look. But
I just saw Walt Weiss turn around kind of in disgust when he saw the replay. But Chatwood made a nice play. He cut that ball off. I'm not sure if LeMahieu would have had a shot at turning a double play or not had the ball gone past Chatwood.
well, it's the problem with a middle infielder with a great arm, and LeMahieu has a great arm. As you don't feel there's any throw that you can't make. Throw was a little high, and that was the opportunity.
So there's the call. You're going to give Suarez an RBI, and the Giants lead 1-0.
So they made the air hurt. Just got that foot in there just before the tag comes down on him. Gets the foot right between the legs of Tony Wolters.
So Span's going to hit. There's one out, and Suarez is on first. Suarez gets an RBI in his first major league at bat. And this is tapped to Arenado, and that's one, and that's all they'll get. That's one better hit with nobody on first if you're Denard Span.
Especially a pitcher with none speed that plugs up the bases.
Panik struck out in the first. And he takes one in tight. Span's got 6 steals on the year. He's been thrown out 4 times. Up the middle and a base hit for Panik. Span's going to go to third. And now the Giants with runners at the corners for Matt Duffy. We say this all the time when we're here. The ballpark is unforgiving whether you hit the ball in the air or on the ground.
Yeah, this is normally one of the faster infields. The only infield that's faster than Coors Field in the National League West is in Arizona.
Duffy hit a fly ball to left field to end the first inning. Do I see mist?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Smoke, maybe?
Maybe smoke. Oh, we're in Colorado, maybe.
Well, yeah. Excellent point.
Low to Duffy, 2-0.
It's Famous Dave's. That's where the smoke's coming from.
Famous Dave will be in here in the 4th.
Famous Dave Fleming.
There's Famous Dave. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-0. Buster Posey on deck. Hit out to right. Gonzalez back, and Gonzalez in front of the wall makes the catch. Giants lead 1-0.
Supercuts. Save time. Check in online with a mobile app or at supercuts.com. It's easy to find the right location, time, and stylist to get you ready to go. Supercuts.
Tony Walters will bat first against Suarez. And he shoots this one right to Posey, and Posey can't get it on the carom. And Walters is going for two, and he's going to have a double on a ball hit back to the pitcher. Go figure.
Well, one thing about Tony Walters, I mean, you can't think of him as a catcher speed-wise. He has outstanding speed. As this ball caroms off of the left shin of Suarez past Posey, Walters sees the opportunity, and it's an easy take a second. So kind of an odd play, and they're going to come out and check out Suarez. And that hit him right in the shin.
We're in the third inning, and Bruce Bochy's made 2 trips out to check on injured pitchers.
We still are awaiting a report about Matt Cain, who left this game in the second inning. As soon as we know, we will pass that on to you. Here, I think it's just a stinger off the shin. I mean, shin burgers take a bit.
Yeah, they do.
It's his left leg. It's his plant leg. I don't see him favoring that at all. He's good to go. We're good. They come out and look at you. They don't look at your body. They look at your eyes. You got 3 guys trying to stare into your eyes. As Roger Craig used to say, they do not lie.
Here's Chatwood. If I recall, he can hit a little bit. He's 4 for 18.
Yeah, he can hit a lot.
Maybe he has to bunt here. We'll see. Giants with a 1-0 lead. And the bunt. And it's a good one. And Brown wisely calls off Suarez. And Chatwood gets it done on 1 pitch. 2-4. So here's Charlie Blackmon. Blackmon hit a fly ball to Parker in his only at bat. Only infielder in is Duffy at third. Swing. You're going to miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Changeup looked like a little cut to it. Almost looked like a breaking ball. He's got 4 pitches, 2 types of movement on the fastball, the curveball, slider, and that changeup.
And that's a base hit into left center field. Blanco trying to cut it off. Walters scores. Blackman's got a double. And this game is tied.
Wanted to go up and in. It goes up and out over the plate away. And middle away above the belt is a strength of Charlie Blackmon. If you're gonna elevate, you've got to stay in. And Albert Suarez just learned that the hard way.
Here's LeMahieu, singled in the first. No balls and a strike to LeMahieu. Popped him up. Tough Sky. Buster Posey hanging in there. He's got it. 2 outs.
We just got some information from Matt Chisholm, who's our lead dog in the PR department. He's down there in the Giants clubhouse talking to Dave Gresham, the Giants trainer. Matt Cain has a hamstring problem.
Another hamstring.
Another hamstring. Right hamstring strain. So, I mean, that's great news, really, in that it's not something to do with his arm.
Here's Arenado. And a strike. Arenado hit a fly ball to right field in the first inning. Here he takes low. Blocked nicely by Brown. Blackman at second base with 2 outs. Curtis Granderson has just poked a walk-off. Mets beat the Dodgers 6-5. Dodgers scored 4 runs in the 9th to tie that game. It ends up 6-5 Mets. Here it's 1-1 to Arenado. 2 balls and 1 strike.
On a beautiful Friday night in Denver. A little chill in the air. Feel snow-capped Rocky Mountains.
It felt good getting off the plane today.
Absolutely did.
Arenado hits a rocket fair down the left field line. Coming in to score is Blackman, and it's 2-1.
Well, that ends the 1-for-21 slump that Arenado had previous week coming into this game.
Yeah, you just got to make sure they don't put up a big crooked number. It's the only way you can win in this park, especially if you're the visiting team. Gonzalez bounced out to Panic in the first inning. Crawford put on a pickoff play, and Suarez chose not to throw. And a strike. Fastball's been run 90, 90, 91, 92. We've seen him go a little higher than that.
Yeah, we've seen him 94, 95 it.
In tight. Reynolds is on deck. You're right. Famous Dave's is the problem.
Oh yeah, that's a violation right there. Smells pretty good though.
Yeah, it does. One ball and 1 strike. Out of play, 1-2.
I think about Carlos Gonzalez. I mean, he's off the plate a ways, but he will definitely adjust his stance in the box. If he senses you're trying to pound him in, he'll back up, get farther away from the plate. He's way off the plate. I think you see that stance, you think, oh, I could pitch this guy away. That's where he wants it.
Got him. Big out. Rockies score a pair. 2-1 Colorado. Dave Fleming coming in. I'll see you back in the 7th.
Rockies. We're going to the top of the 4th inning. Joining us now, Dave Fleming. Welcome.
Hi, Mike. Nice to be with you.
Welcome to Colorado.
I'm glad to be here in Colorado.
But I hear you have a new home.
We did. I was a little busy the last couple days, but all is well. Yeah, we were doing some paperwork the last few days, but it's all good. Good news for the Flemings. And now back to work.
And now it's back to reality here at Coors Field.
Yeah, where the Giants need to do some Coors Field-like things against a guy who's got really good stuff. Tyler Chatwood pitching well against him. He's good.
He's really good, but most of his good has been away from Coors Field.
Amazing splits. Posey, good swing, but a foul ball. And the big news of this game, of course, is Matt Cain. We just found out. I'm sure you and Kipe talked about it. The right hamstring strain.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, given the fact that he's had some elbow problems, and your concern is his arm. I mean, a hamstring is a much different problem, much better problem to deal with.
Yeah, not great, but much better than hearing something different. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, there's no good injury that's going to take you away from the game for some time, and we don't know that yet. Maybe just something that cramped up. We'll be optimistic.
Posey, Crawford, and Blanco. Posey lunging to protect there. And this is what happened to Cain back in the 2nd inning. Threw that pitch, and you could. That's what I thought. He was favoring a leg there, but.
Right here, he looks in the dugout, shakes his head. And that was the cue. Out came Bruce Bochy, Dave Greshner, and that was the last pitch he threw.
Posey again, very protective. That was way out of the strike zone, but he got a piece of it. 2-2. So we'll just hope that the news is decent. It is never good, but particularly a guy who's gotten his groove.
Yeah, it has not come at a good time for Matt Cain. He's worked hard to get back to where he is, and he was throwing the ball well tonight.
Well, Posey hanging in there.
Yeah, that was no hanger either. That was a pretty nasty pitch from Chatwood.
Buster has had a lot of big moments here at Coors. That one on the ground to short. Story throws him out.
Well, get up to the minute you're up with Today in the Bay. See news that's happening right now. Weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Watch Today in the Bay weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. on NBC Bay Area, Channel 11, Cable 3, and 703.
All right, speaking of news, there was a lot going on in the last of the third. Were you watching or paying attention to what was happening in New York?
Oh, yes, we were.
Yeah. That was amazing.
We had our hearts broken, and then all of a sudden, it was all okay again.
Here's Crawford. He hits one high and not deep. Carlos Gonzalez, 2 down.
New York Mets had a lead going into the top of the 9th inning.
A 5-1 lead.
And gave up 4.
Tie game, 5-5. So they have to bat in the bottom of the 9th. They certainly were not planning on doing that.
Big blow was a triple from Chase Utley that tied the score.
Who's enemy number 1
in New York.
Gets booed loudly every time he does anything.
Pokes his head out of the dugout.
So that happens. They tie the game. Pedro Baez comes in for the Dodgers. First pitch of the bottom of the 9th to Curtis Granderson. Gone. Game over.
So you think Citi Field erupted?
I think it did. They're getting good crowds in New York. The Mets are playing well. Of course, World Series team last year. And this weekend is their 1986 celebration. They're remembering the world champions from 1986. Wearing those throwback uniforms, which I think look great. So yeah, they were ready to be loud.
Well, it's always an event when the Giants or the Dodgers go back to New York.
Broken bat, comebacker. Giants are gone in order. Rockies will come up in the last of the 4th against that guy Albert Suarez, leading the Giants 2-1.
By PG&E. PG&E's CARE program provides assistance on energy bills for qualified low-income customers. Learn more about CARE at pgne.com/care. PG&E, together building a better California.
It's turned into a nice night in Denver. Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow, Dwayne Kuiper over on the radio side of our broadcast. Friday of Memorial Day weekend. Mark Reynolds' first pitch swinging into the gap in right center field, off the wall. Reynolds will make it into second with a leadoff double.
That hit the wall and the pad out there in right center, which is the hot part of this yard. But what a thump that thing put on. So right now, Trevor Brown going to come out there and try and calm Albert Suarez, because he's given up 4 doubles now, and there haven't been any of them that have been cheap. Well, except the one off his shin bone. That was a big league double.
Which sounded like more of a thump, off his shin or off the wall?
The shin.
I can't remember a Rickard. I'm not laughing at him, but It was like the ground ball so hard hit, Posey couldn't get to it. I mean, it was impressive that he could stay in the game.
Well, that swing of the bat right there from Mark Reynolds is a kind of a line drive that excites a dugout.
And it's a deep Colorado lineup. You got Parra and then the power of Trevor Story. Trying to add to their lead. Looked like a changeup, ball one. We were talking to Bruce Bochy before the game today about the Rockies, about how talented they are, about their outfield, about their defense. Bochy told us he thinks that this guy at the plate, Gerardo Parra, a good hitter, might have the best outfield arm in the game. Swings and misses.
Kelby Tomlinson has the best outfield arm in the game.
He has the best combination of accuracy.
Hey, he's 1 for 1.
He's got the best win percentage. There he is.
His second start ever in the outfield. He had an assist the other day. Pretty remarkable throw, but he has a ways to go to catch Gerardo Parra. And I agree with Bruce Bochy. He is a weapon.
Parra out toward Blanco. Reynolds not tagging Blanco for out one. And Bochy's point was the power and the accuracy, and we were just sort of talking in general terms about how the Rockies make it tough with their defense. They're such a good defensive team. You kind of have to go station to station when you get out there if you don't hit the ball over the wall because their arms are so powerful. This guy's been, I think, a surprise to a lot of folks. Everybody figured he'd hit for some power at shortstop. He's been a really good defensive player for them.
Yeah, he's hanging in there. I mean, he's hit 270 here as the league has found him out. You always look at the second time through when teams start to play him, get a little book on him.
To center field, well hit. Span back. It is off the track and it stays in play. Reynolds around third. Story stopped at second, and I'm not sure why. Reynolds scores. It's 3-1.
Well, it's a break for the Giants, and he didn't try to go to third because he'd have made it easily.
I thought so.
That's 5 hits now given up by Albert Suarez, and they're all doubles. So Urquidy going to come out. And I think this ball's just down and in. And one thing we found out from Trevor Story is he's got nice power to the center field part of the ballpark.
I mean, he wasn't dogging it. He was hustling. It could be, hey, we're swinging the bats well. We're hitting this guy. Let's not risk any out on the bases. But at the bottom part of the order, maybe a little more worth taking a chance. Anyway, Urquidy will go back to the dugout, and Albert Suarez got to figure out how to make some better pitches.
Well, he's faced 10 guys and given up 5 doubles. So he's getting Coors Fielded.
Yeah, Jake Peavy can sympathize. Remember Peavy's start here where he gave up all, what was it, 10 extra base hits? That's a ball to Wolters. He hit the ball off of the leg of Suarez that went for the first of those 5 doubles. That's a pop-up, but it's going to make it back into the seats. Well, hopefully everything's okay with Albert Suarez. You kind of wonder when a guy starts to get hit like this, whether, even if it's not a serious impact, whether, you know, somehow you don't finish your pitches properly, if there's a little discomfort in the leg still.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's still stinging, but I've seen guys continue to go back after the game, have it x-rayed, and have a break. Yeah, balls hit that hard off your shin, you don't trust.
Ball 2. These are the kind of spots where in this ballpark you just, you know, you try to hang around the game. You're still definitely in the game. It's only the 4th inning. Got lots of outs left. That's a chopper. Crawford throws out Wolters, who runs pretty well for a catcher. 2 down. Well, the Giants still have that Silver Slugger 3-pack available. You get 3 games. It starts at $99. It includes the June 25th game against the Phillies, which is Madison Bumgarner bobblehead giveaway, courtesy of Chevron. You get a limited edition coin commemorating the 3 recipients of the Silver Slugger from last year: Crawford, Posey, Bumgarner. sfgiants.com/mini packs. Place to go. 2 down, runner at third. The pitcher Chatwood, who can swing the bat a little bit.
John Miller, our partner, who is on assignment this weekend,
Yes,
is really looking forward to the release of those coins.
he loves the coin.
He loves the coins.
He did a little almost like a skit up on the video board. Did you see that?
I
At
did.
home? About the coin. I think he could have been an actor.
Oh yeah, with those pipes, we're talking James Earl Jones-ish.
One and two.
John's one of those guys that, and you could tell me, should have been an opera singer. I would believe it.
Stand-up comedian.
Do a lot of things.
1-2. Struck him out in the dirt, and he's out. Rockies get 1, but only the 1 against Suarez. Parker coming up. Colorado with the 3-1 lead.
Wednesday, and Kelby Tomlinson throws out Yangervis Solarte at the plate for his first career outfield assist. And this opened the eyes of everybody in the Giants dugout because it had to be perfect. Great play put on by Trevor Brown, and Solarte was cabbage. Play of the game is brought to you by Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. It's the perfect choice. Visit Jeep.com for more information.
Kelby Tomlinson is turning himself into a heck of a utility type player. He's doing a lot of good things. Jared Parker, foul ball for strike 1 against Tyler Chatwood. Parker reached on an error to start the third and score the only Giants run, and I thought made a great base running play. Just did it the way you're supposed to do it. Close play. He was called out. They had to review it, but it was an excellent slide.
And that's the Giants' run. Put the slide right between the legs of the catcher. I mean, if he's going to give you an opening.
Take it. He slashes at that one. That's a fair ball. Headed down the line. Parker can move. He's got some wheels. Parra's got that strong arm we were talking about, so Parker will stop at second.
Yeah, you're down 2 runs at Coors Field, and you're the leadoff double. You don't want to risk getting thrown out at first or at third. They always say you don't want to make the first or the third out at third base. So another good base running play, the decision to stop at the second. Going the opposite way, they were playing pretty straight up. With Parra, I think Parra a lot of times, he'll play back on a ball to try and get you to go the extra base. He's that confident in his arm. Bait you.
Well, now Trevor Brown, this is a big moment in this inning. Brown comes up, had a base hit his first time up. He hits that one foul. Ordinarily, you'd be saying, okay, different spot on the order. You could get the guy to third. You got a great chance at least to get the one. But you have the pitcher on deck, and the bullpen is quiet. Now, I guess in theory that could change. We're in the fifth inning, but with the starter knocked out so early, I don't know if Bruce Bochy wants to do that. We'll see. I think the phone's ringing. At least maybe give yourself the possibility. That one a little squibber to first for the out. And Suarez is coming up.
Well, this will be interesting because this will be his first real at bat, where he doesn't have to worry about bunting or getting a sign. He can just go up there and flail. And as we mentioned before, he's got a pretty good clue with the bat in his hands, at least from what we've seen during batting practice.
First at bat as a big leaguer, knocked in a run on that play we were describing where Parker dashed home. He swings. It's a pretty healthy cut. Strike one.
He just needs to get it started a little earlier. Like, okay, take the bat donut off a little bit. That ball was by him.
Well, there's pointer number one. A good take. I mean, it was in the opposite batter's box, but he didn't swing at it. I'm giving him credit for anything he does here that's half positive.
Well, I mean, he's got the ability to hit one over the bleachers. I mean,
he's a strong dude.
He is a very strong man.
You got a runner at second. It'd be the last thing the Rockies would be expecting. Big chopper to third. He'll learn. Don't hit it to Arenado. 2 down. Not that another third baseman wouldn't have made that particular play. But I think it's good advice for any player.
Yeah, you see that guy over there at third base? Do not hit the ball near him. I mean, really, if you think about it, with all the baseball the Giants have played this year, the best player that they've seen has been Nolan Arenado.
He's number one.
3 Gold Gloves, and he's not done.
How many more will he win?
He could win 7 more.
He could.
Carlos Gonzalez in right field at Gold Glove. Parra's won 2 in left field, and then DJ LeMahieu at second base. So they've got some reputation. And last year, Charlie Blackmon in center field, he had 9 assists from the outfield. Put him amongst the league leaders in that category.
Span took a first pitch curveball for a ball. They do have that extended defense against him. He hits one to third. Arenado, I thought he might try to run it all the way to first because we've never seen that before. He throws out Span. Giants get the leadoff double but don't score. They trail 3-1. security and data protection for private networks and public cloud services.
Well, Giants fans, it's now easier than ever to catch more Giants baseball in your area by tuning into the NBC Bay Area on Channel 11 over the air or Xfinity Cable 3 and 703. Check it out and tell a friend.
Tell a friend, share a hot dog with a friend. Top of the order for Colorado, it's Charlie Blackmon against Albert Suarez. Cain left with a right hamstring strain back in the second. So it's been Suarez since then. 3-1 Rockies. That's a strike.
You see him everywhere you go.
How popular has that thing become?
That will be an annual event from now until the end of time.
That's a ball. Seriously. I can't remember the last giveaway item that I've seen more repeat wearings of than that thing.
Yeah, I agree.
The two flaps down. Ground ball. With the Giants shifted, Crawford had to go to his right, but had no problem throwing out Blackmon. Feels like a big inning for Albert Suarez. You got the top of the order. Second time these guys have seen him.
Well, it is a big inning for Suarez, having given up the 2 in the third and 1 in the fourth. So, I mean, if he could put a 0 up in here, then this will be perceived as a very good outing. Because he got asked to do something that I'm sure is a bit unusual for him. When Matt Cain went down with an injury in the second inning, he had to come into an inning stone cold, and he had to warm up in front of probably 35,000 people. It's a bit odd. It's just not your normal warm up, and it can be a bit of a distraction.
You guys had a great shot of Bruce Bochy, who gave the ball to Suarez and stayed out there for a few seconds to talk to him. And I thought the message was, hey, take your time. Do not rush this. You get all the time you need. Ground ball to Panic, who throws out LeMahieu. 2 down.
Keep the ball down. Well, that's exactly what Bruce Bochy told him. But it's so hard. I mean, you get out there, you're amped up. And they usually give you 8, but this is after you've already warmed up in your bullpen. When you're coming in stone cold and you have to throw 1 pitch in your bullpen, you can throw as many as you want. But then the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to cut yourself short. But you're also giving the guys in the other dugout a pretty good look at all your stuff.
Here's Arenado. Strike 1 on the foul ball.
Well, you're a young pitcher in this league, especially pitching in a long relief role. You like the idea of being the stealth bomber. You come in here and not have them know a whole lot about you. A lot of times you can get through that lineup one time and show them a few surprises. But if you're throwing 20, 25 pitches in the main mound here in front of 35,000 people, they're going to see everything you have. They're going to see what you're getting over.
Arenado lunged for that one to Duffy. Good pitch from Suarez and a really good inning. Retires the top of the order in order. So now Panic, Duffy, Posey come up for the 3rd time. 3-1 Rockies lead. Autism Awareness Night, a special event package for a very important night, includes game ticket, Giants Brewers, a limited edition Will Clark themed Giants long sleeve shirt. Proceeds from every special event ticket donated directly to nonprofits in the autism community to aid in their ongoing mission. To get the long sleeve Will Clark shirt, you got to get the special event ticket, sfgiants.com/special events. Underway here in the 6th, it's Panik, Duffy, and Posey against Chatwood. One strike pitch is grounded where nobody is. Arenado had moved over. That's a hit for Panik. He's thinking about 2, but with that arm of Parra, has to stop at first.
Well, and you have to think about each one of these outfielders in this Rockies outfield. They're all capable of throwing you out. The best arm strength is in left field and right field. Carlos Gonzalez has as strong an arm as Parra. But this is good bat control right here. And, you know, if they're going to put that dramatic a shift on a guy who has bat control like Panik, he should be able to beat it a lot. And that's all it was. You cannot tell me he was trying to go anywhere but there. And yes, he does have that type of bat control.
So here's Duffy, who's 0 for 2, hits one right back to Chatwood. That's 1, that's 2. So after the leadoff hit, the double play means Posey comes up with nobody on. And it's happened a lot to the Giants. The pace has slowed down, the double play grounders, but look, they're a team that doesn't strike out. They put the ball in play. They have a lot of base runners. They've taken walks, so there have been lots of chances. They are going to hit into their share.
Yeah, you're right. And a lot of these guys have approach between the gaps, left center, right center.
Strike 1 to Buster with the fastball. Tyler Chatwood is in a groove. 66 pitches here with 2 down in the 6th. You would not know that he has been having so many problems at Coors.
Well, he's 4-0 with an 0.57 ERA on the road. That's remarkable. At Coors Field, 1-2 with an ERA in the 6s. So there's your splits. 6 points higher in your ERA.
Hard to be bigger than that. 0-2 Posey, a liner to second, caught by LeMahieu. Well, LeMahieu had gone all year without an error until tonight. That's the more normal DJ LeMahieu. Giants frustrated inning. They trail 3-1. Black Oak Casino Resort celebrating its 15th anniversary with your chance to win up to $75,000 cash every Saturday night in May. For more info, visit blackoakcasino.com. Nighttime in Denver in the Rocky Mountains. Carlos Gonzalez has been a fixture here for a lot of years against Albert Suarez. Bottom of the 6th. Giants trailing 3-1. Offense very quiet here at Coors. Cargo 0 for 2, and he chases one wildly there. Strike one.
Good changeup.
Really good. A lot of ground to cover. I think part of the reason why this can be such a good hitter's park, big part of the reason why it can be, even on a night where maybe the ball isn't carrying, it's a little cooler than usual, is there are a lot of hits out there. It's a lot of grass.
Well, if you ever thought about putting a 4th outfielder in the outfield, and believe me, the Rockies have tried everything, this would be a place to do it because of what you say. There's just so much area to try and be responsible for.
On the ground with that shift on, Crawford basically playing second base, throws out Cargo.
That's 5 ground ball outs out of the last 6 outs for Suarez, and that's what's impressive. You know, he's still trying to find his sea legs. You know, it's only his 5th appearance at the big league level.
He came up to be the long man right at the start of a run where for weeks the Giant starters were going to deep into every game. So it's not like there's been a lot of opportunity for him. Curveball to Reynolds for a ball.
And it's a different way to stay in shape and stay sharp. If you're the long man, I mean, it's not like you can go throw on the side.
Yeah, you have to be ready every night to get in a game. You have to keep your arm fresh for the game.
Jim Kaat, who was a great pitcher, pitched 25 years, and he pitched every role even imaginable. He's a great starter. He went into the pen, and he wound up in the end being a long guy. And he would go 8-10 days without pitching. What he would do, he'd get to the ballpark early for a 7 o'clock game around noon, and he'd get out and he'd throw off the slant. He wouldn't throw flat ground throws. He'd throw on the slant, throw 7 or 8 minute bullpen, get a feel of it, and he was good to go. Didn't use up all his throws, but he found a way to stay sharp. And he'd do that every day. So when he would get the call as a long man, you're going to be asked to go through the lineup one time, 3 innings, face 9 guys. That's the theory. You're talking about 50, 65 pitches of work.
Now I've got a piece of Brown.
And that's how you stay sharp. The difference between a flat ground throw and a throw off the slope is night and day.
In other words, you could throw on flat ground over and over again and keep your arm strong, but that's a different thing than, say, being sharp for game performance.
Well, your release is not quite as far out front as the release you have when you're on the slope, when you're throwing on flat ground. And when you're 10 days of inactivity, I mean, you got to figure out how to keep that sharp release, the release that you need on the slope. But look, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I mean, I just was impressed with the way Jim Kaat had success, and that was always a way that I taught.
3-2 is ball 4. Reynolds on base with 1 out. So those two are going to start thinking about who's next.
Well, Suarez has gone 3 2/3 innings. I mean, that right there, he's done well. 52 pitches. I mean, he's been efficient. He's had a lot of ground ball outs, a lot of quick outs, 3 pitches or less.
So Mark Gardner is up. We'll see who gets up to start getting loose. Gerardo Parra, the hitter. Middle infield double play depth. Suarez would like to get another one of those ground balls. Javier Lopez. On the ground. Panic. That's one. Crawford with that strong arm, enough to get the double play. Really good job by Albert Suarez tonight. but the Giants offense needs to get it going. Kipe comes back. Rockies lead 3-1.
Toyota time is on and just announced for Memorial Day, get $2,000 total cash back on Corolla. Test drive yours at your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. It's the top of the 7th inning, 3-1 Rockies. Here again is Duane Kuiper.
All right, Mikey. Yeah, let's go places. Let's go around the batting order. How about that?
Yeah, I'm in.
I know that sounds like we're being homers, but we are.
Don't. Yes, we are. A couple of homers.
Crawford 0 for 2. Although I tell you what was not tolerated with Hank Greenwald.
What's that?
We need to get some runs.
No.
Hank did not do the we thing.
And no, you couldn't say we, and you didn't use nicknames.
Craw waiting the pitch. There's a fastball for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike.
On deck, the Shark. Hank taught us well.
Here's the 3-1 to Crawford, and he pops this one above us and out of play. He did. And we saw him at the ballpark on Wednesday.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah.
Sharp as a tag.
Yeah, Carla looked better though.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. Carla, Hank's wife.
3-2 pitch to Crawford. Swing and a miss. He got it. That's a comeback right there. How about only 74 pitches for Chatwood?
He has been very efficient.
With the benefit of a double play, a big double play in the 6th. Get that leadoff hitter on in this ballpark. It usually is a recipe for disaster.
Well, the Giants have done it 3 times. They've only been able to score 1. Hunter Pence off tonight, still respectful of a tender hamstring on his right leg, just above the knee. Brandon Belt nursing an ankle strain. They should be ready to go tomorrow.
Well, I think the Giants, I think a lot of teams in the National League are aware that if you got a little twinge, the altitude in this place is not a good place to start it out. I mean, we watched Troy Tulowitzki just battle through so many different injuries, and I think after a while the Rockies felt like it had a lot to do with the atmosphere here. 2-1 to Blanco. 3-2-2 to Blanco.
Gregor Blanco did not believe that that pitch was a strike.
He agreed with me. Blanco's job, get on for Parker. He flips this one out to his fellow countryman, and Parra puts it away, 2 outs. The injury to Belt happened on Wednesday going into second base, and it ended up on a pop-up.
He was going to slide and his foot hits the glove of Alexi Ramirez and just pushed his foot, and he wound up sliding on it, twisting it.
Parker takes inside. Parker's 1 for 2. Hit a double down the left field line in the 5th inning. Same spot, 2 balls and no strikes. Brown to follow. Boy, he gets such an abbreviated, he just jumps at you. A little bit like Johnny Cueto sometimes.
Well, he's not a big guy. They're about the same height. Chatwood's 6 feet tall, 185 pounder. He's really more like a shortstop out there in the hill. And he does have a little jump at you.
He doesn't do much right here except start and go. Parker rolls this one to first, and that'll end the inning. So Chatwood, very efficient. Story, Walters, and Chatwood coming up. Devices includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Yep, she brought her glove. Gamer babe. She's feeling it.
She does have it going. There's the line for Suarez. He has done what you need to do in this ballpark, and he's kept the Giants in the game.
He really has.
Trevor Story takes a ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. A lot of doubles in this game for Colorado. Swing. A 42-minute rain delay started out this game, and then it didn't rain, which we've seen that before.
Yeah, the non-rain delay.
picking on anybody here. Swing and a miss. 1-2. It's done for a lot of reasons, but one to protect the two starters. I don't want to get those guys going and then have to shut them down after an inning. It happened. It just happened in Pittsburgh, didn't it?
Yeah, they started. They played 1 inning, and then they had a 3-hour, 47-minute rain delay. And it was with the Rockies. Oh, that's strike 3. That's a shame right there. 1-2 count, little breaking ball. Wow. See, now this is a pitch right here. You expect a guy to swing at.
3-2. Walters on deck. Foul. Skips into the seats. Giants need to keep it at a 2-run deficit. He had 6 big outs left in this game, and in this ballpark, that's a lot. Got him.
3-2 slider, no hesitation at all to throw it. No shake off there. Trevor Brown dropped the 3 spot on him, and he went right with the slider and punched him out. 3rd strikeout for Suarez.
Here's Walters. Walters doubled off of the shin of Suarez. That's right. He doubled off the shin of Suarez in the 3rd. Was one of 3 doubles in that inning. Rockies had 2 more doubles in the next inning.
You just don't want her too far away from Mom.
Down the left field line, Blanco will make the running catch. Played perfectly. Are we getting a pinch hitter?
Looks like it. I do not think that is going to break the hearts of the Giants.
So it's Christian Adames. I don't think Chatwood was even at 80 pitches. 84, they're telling us in the truck.
84, I mean, you got more pitches in your arm.
Here's Christian Adames.
Wow.
Swinging a foul off of Brown. No balls and 1 strike. Adames. Pitch hitting for Tyler Chatwood. And Adames hitting 186. He's 4 for 17 as a pinch hitter. And tight. That hit him.
Man, that's going to get Suarez out of the game.
Well, Bruce Bochy wants him to look at this. He's not buying that it hit him. And if he's not buying it, then maybe we're not either.
All right, breaking ball.
Yep, flipped him on the leg, and that's it. You're right for Suarez. So Lopez is coming in. He'll be facing Charlie Blackmon. Rockies lead 3-1. We'll be back.
pregame live and postgame live before and after every regular season Giants telecast on CSN Bay Area. Authentic Bay Area sports.
Three to one Rockies. Lopez and Blackman. That's your matchup. Giants trying to get off the field and head to the eighth, trailing by 2. Two for 13 with 4 strikeouts. That's what Blackman is against Lopez. And a strike. And it's 0-1. All right, Suarez threw good, right?
He did really well. That's an impressive outing.
On the ground, and it's past Duffy for a base hit. So Blackman comes in and beats the defense, and now Bruce Bochy's coming out again.
So they swing the defense around, expose the left field line, and Blackman going with the location away, shoots it right by Duffy.
Derek Law's coming in. It's 3-1 Rockies. We'll be back. Three-1 Rockies here in the 7th inning. A little 2-out rally for Colorado. But there's the man that's going to try to get the Giants indeed back into the dugout.
So Derek Law, for the 15th time this year, is coming in, and he inherits a 2-out situation with runners at first and second. He has done well. 12 strikeouts against 3 walks and 13 and a third. You're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball with 2 types of movement. Slider, curveball, and a changeup. More sliders than any of the other specialty pitches.
LeMahieu 1 for 3. Right down the pipe at 94, and it's 0-1.
Right over the top. You're talking about a very high release.
On the ground to Panik. Panik wrestles this one and throws him out. Nice job by Derek Law. He stays with the fastball. Brown's going to lead things off 3-1 Rockies.
12:30 for Giants pregame live before Game 2 of this series. And we will be back with you on NBC Bay Area, the Giants Television Network, Friday night, June 10th at 7 o'clock for the Giants and Dodgers from AT&T Park. Game 2 features Madison Bumgarner and left-hander Chris Rusin. So lots of good baseball over the weekend. Would love to have you join us. Right now, a new pitcher for Colorado as we go into the. It's going to be Carlos Estevez. 15th time that Estevez has come in. 1-1 record with a 3.77 ERA. He's a hard thrower, mid to high 90s, with a hard slider and a changeup.
And he'll walk you.
You know, if you look at his numbers, Estevez has thrown 14 innings. He's only given up 8 hits, but he's walked 8. So he is quite capable of getting a wild hair up his nose.
Belt is in the on-deck circle. Foul back. So Estevez, as we're talking about him walking people, jumps out in front of Brown. 0-2. Hunter Pence has got a bat, but he's still on the rail. Foul back again. That last fastball at 97.
With some cut running away from Trevor Brown.
And the Giants have played so well. Won 5 straight. A come from behind win would be pretty special here on this Friday night. How to play again.
Well, he had a good pitch to hit. That was an 0-2 mistake.
99.
Of course, if you throw it 99.
It's hard to say 99 is a mistake, but if you throw it down the middle, big league hitters are going to hit it.
Yeah, they're going to defend.
And he finally got him.
So he put a little wrinkle in it with a slider at 89. And Brown's a victim.
Belt being called back. It's going to be Connor Gillespie. Had Brown reached, it would have been Belt.
Well, and that really is the difference between the two hitters. If Belt had a runner ahead of him and he represented the tying run with his power, that's when you use him. With nobody on, you go with the contact guy, the guy who gets base hits. Connor Gillespie.
So here's Gillespie hitting at 231, and he takes low. He's done a good job coming off the bench, and Bruce Bochy's asked him to do a lot of different things, and he's done them well. Here he fouls it off the screen. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. It's the Rockies 3, the Giants 1. It's been that way since the 4th inning. The pitch. Wide. Every once in a while you say, gee, it sounded like a strike, but that one was wide. Span watching from the on-deck circle. Giants need a base runner. And I think he went around. He did not. It's 3-1. That may be a thank you very much.
That is a thank you very much. Did he go? No, he did
Maybe
not.
Good job, C.B. Buckner, making us look bad.
It's all right. Won't be the first time.
Foul back. Good swing by Gillespie. 3-2. Again, that's the pitch you want to put in play.
Oh, you're right. I mean, it was a 3-1 count. You had count leverage. He had to come into you. He's nursing a 2-run lead that can't be walking people, not in this ballpark. That is the kiss of death.
Hit into center field. Blackmon on the move. Now he slows down. And out in Death Valley, he makes the catch. And Span will come up.
Giants looking for a little 2-out thunder here. One thing about this ballpark, it doesn't take much to get you interested in your dugout. I mean, a 2-out hit batsman or a walk, broken bat, air, whatever, and all of a sudden everybody kind of sits up a little bit. Put a base hit on top of that. Now you start moving towards the edge of your seat. It's like playing a great golf course. You know, a double and a triple bogey is not that far away.
Span, Tardy, no balls and 1 strike.
Coors Field, like a good golf course. Throw up 6 zeros, think you're doing pretty well, and all of a sudden, whoop, there goes a 4 spot.
Obi. Check swing roller. And that is winged into the seats. I don't know if Walters had a better shot at that than Estevez. Should be a hit in an air.
Yeah, it should be a hit in air. Exactly. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't take much. You just kind of get everybody a little excited. Check swing. This would have been a great play. But even had it been an accurate throw, I don't believe they would have had him. Hence, he should be getting a hit.
I mean, that's the throw where you hit the bull, the mascot.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
Panic is 2 for 3. Out of play.
Well, is this the bull mascot you're talking about? Look out, Billy Hayes.
I didn't really have that in mind when I said you hit the mascot, but Billy was targeted there by Estevez.
He could have been in the movie Bull Durham.
He could have, absolutely. The 0-1 to Panic. Blocked, 1 ball and 1 strike. There's Contos getting ready to come in. He will pitch the bottom of this inning. Job he did on Wednesday.
Boy, I'll say. Inherit a 1st and 3rd situation, 1 out, nobody scored. That's a great job. So he's confident.
Foul out of play again, 1 and 2.
That's 98 miles per hour, perfect location, knee high on the outside corner.
No swing.
Close.
You kind of hold your breath on those. But I don't believe he did.
No, I don't believe he did either, but any kind of a check swing, you hold your breath. It's just the way it is. You really don't know what an umpire saw or how he saw it.
Sharply on the ground to Trevor Story. Side retired. Contos will come in. It's 3-1 Colorado. Central every night at 10:30 p.m. CSN, authentic Bay Area sports. It's a 3-1 lead for the Rockies.
So George Canto is the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy. 11th time that he is. This will be the 12th time that he's come in. 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA. And for Cantos, who spent some DL time with a strained elbow, this will be his 4th outing since coming off the DL. His first 2 were they were regular George. His last one was fantastic, and that was the outing we're talking about Wednesday, when he inherited a runner at first and third situation, a strikeout situation, got the strikeout, and then he got a ground ball to end the inning off the bat of Matt Kemp. So finally letting it go, and you know, when you have an injury or a strain, especially in your elbow, you have a tendency to kind of nurse that one. But after what we saw in his last outing, he is over it now. When he's right, you're going to see a low 90s fastball, good slider, his bread and butter, a curveball and a changeup.
Here's Arenado, 1 for 3. And it's in tight, 1 ball and no strikes. Arenado smoked a double down the left field line in the 3rd. 1 of 3 doubles in that 3rd inning. Jake McGee is getting loose. He's the Rockies' closer. He's a left-hander. Arenado, a big chopper to 3rd. 1 out. Here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 3. There's McGee. This has not been a Coors Field night. Only 12 hits. It got a little bit weird in the 3rd and 4th for Giants pitching, but overall they've done a good job. 1 ball and no strikes. If you just joined us, Matt Cain left with 2 outs in the 2nd. A hamstring strain, right hamstring.
And he was throwing good.
There's a strike. Came through 26 pitches. That's the fewest in a start in his career. Not knocked out because of how he was pitching, knocked out because of an injury. There's a base hit for Gonzalez. I don't care how far you throw it off the plate, he can hit it.
Well, it really gives you an idea of what his strength is. And we talk about Gonzalez being a middle away guy. And if you go back and you look at where he is in the batter's box, you think, I could paint the outside corner. He is way off the plate, but look at the stride in and look at how far he can reach.
It's not a strike.
No, it's off the plate with movement running away from him. I mean, you make a pitch like that, you think, I've made a good pitch, and look at how far he can go. And beat you.
There's Reynolds. Reynolds doubled to lead off the 4th. Span's going to have to back off and play this line drive off the bat of Reynolds. Giants are going to have to realize that Reynolds swings at the first pitch a lot.
Tell you, that was almost a nightmare for Denard Span. I mean, he made a good play. He committed to catching that ball, and he realized he couldn't get to it. Now all of a sudden you've got to back up. You cannot let this ball get by you. I mean, it's probably 80 feet to the wall behind you. And you back up. I mean, that's not an easy play. And he kept Gonzalez at second base.
Here's Parra. Parra hit into a double play in the 6th. This is foul. Add-on runs will kill you late. The Giants are trying very hard to prevent that.
Well, you're right. They're trying to keep that deficit to 2 runs with 3 outs left.
Foul back. Now they get 2. Giants had a day off yesterday. Haven't had any full days off at home, but they had one here yesterday in Denver. And the point is enjoy your day off. Get off your feet if you can. Oh, 2.
Well, a lot of guys come to Denver and they get an off day and they go fish.
By the way, a week from Monday will be the Giants' first day off at home this year. Parra does not go around.
CB Bucknor, umpire at third base. For the most part, that's a pretty good job. Third base umpire. Low stress. For the most part.
Of the 4, the less stressful.
You get a few diddy goes during the course of the night.
Yeah.
Maybe a play at third base.
Can they turn another one? Nope. Not quite hit hard enough, but Panik and Crawford give it a good effort, and now Story's going to face Console.
Yeah, you never bet against him. But I think that Joe Panik had to play back a little bit to get a hop here. And with the speed apart, he didn't have a lot of backswing coming out of the box. Even with the strong arm of Crawford. No chance in the backside.
I think Crawford could pitch an inning.
I think he would love to pitch an inning.
Here's Story. Story's 1 for 3. He doubled over the head of Span to not going to run on the 4th. There's a good pitch, a called strike in the 9th inning for the Giants. It'll be Jake McGee. It'll be Duffy, Posey, and Crawford.
Yeah, I think Crawford would like to pitch an inning. I think he'd like to run a series of downs in football season.
Yeah, I do too. And this is going to be the add-on we're talking about. Story comes through with a base hit. It's 4-1.
It's a 2-hit night for Story, who had good numbers against the Giants prior to tonight. So he adds on to his good history against San Francisco.
Here's Walters. Walters lined out to Blanco in the 7th. Doubled off of the shin of Albert Suarez in the 3rd. 1 for 3. Unless they hit so bad it's killing them.
What's the play?
Remember last year Hunter Pence said he felt something, kept on playing. The Giants lost him for a long time.
Yeah.
And they're just not going to do that again.
Last year was just a number of injuries stacked up against him. Took his year away.
Got hit by a pitch in spring training. That was it. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cantos looks to second, and there's a rocket into right field, a base hit. Parker's got a good arm. Here's the throw. It is offline. Scoring is Parra. It's now 5-1. Add-ons, crushers.
Well, this is all at the bottom of the Rockies lineup. Comes in with like a slider that just sort of backed up on him. And Wolters, he too has a 2-hit night.
Here's Rayburn, Ryan Rayburn.
Throw up the line, nothing that Trevor Brown could do. If that had been an accurate throw, they may have had a chance.
Rayburn pinch hitting at 299. Ball high, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, now with a 4-run lead, it looks like McGee is set down. (2-0).
Such is the life of a closer. If you have a 3-run or less lead, you're pitching. If not, you're not pitching.
I don't know if he's actually sat down. There is a right-hander up. It's Miguel Castro. He's kind of standing on the mound. 3-0. Cantos is a pitch away from facing a left-handed hitter, and that's Charlie Blackmon. And the walk.
Oh, man. Cantos walking off going, where was that? So Dave Righetti going to come out. Big couple of corrections. Cantos is definitely not used to getting hit hard. So from Righetti's perspective, I mean, might want to try and shorten him up a little bit, get him out front, because a lot of his pitches right now are up, and he doesn't have his normal break on the slider. The slider is backing up. So tell him when you take your stride, try and shorten up by 2 inches, get out front a little bit more. Lower your sights if you're missing up. Instead of looking at your catcher's glove, look at his shoe tops. Because right now, up is not helping him. He needs to get it down.
So Blackmon will step up with the bases loaded. A lot of this damage has happened after 2 outs. And A strike, and it's 0-1.
That's a knee-high location. That's what he needs. Blackmon, a good high ball hitter.
Hit on the ground to Panik. Panik to Posey, and that'll finally end the inning. 2 add-on runs for the Rockies will go to the 9th. It's 5-1 Colorado. It's now a 5-1 ball game. And the new pitcher is Miguel Castro, real tall, lanky, hard-throwing right-hander.
Ninth time he has come in, you see his numbers have been fantastic. 9 strikeouts against a couple of walks, just 3 hits allowed in 8 innings. And how does he do it? Well, mid to high 90s with the velocity, more highs than mids. He's got a good hard slider that's got pretty good tilt on it and a changeup.
Duffy will lead things off. Duffy's 0 for 3. And the first pitch to Duffy is a fastball inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Estevez, who threw hard, got out of a mini jam in the 8th. Now Castro, who throws hard, will try to get the last 3 outs. Here's a strike.
I mean, that is just an easy 97.
Look out. I'm jumping out of the way. 2 balls and 1 strike. Duffy rolls this one to Story. 1 out. Duffy 0 for 4. And here's Buster Posey. Always a challenge for Buster Posey when they bring in the guy that throws very hard.
I think he likes it.
I absolutely agree with you. And a call strike. Buster tonight 0 for 3, hit a line drive to the second baseman in the 6th. Swing.
That's that slider we're talking about. It's got pretty good tilt to it. For a guy that throws as hard as he throws, to have a strikeout breaking ball like that's a swing and miss breaking ball. He's also got a swing and miss type changeup.
Just, and I mean just a little bit outside.
Well, Castro thought it was see you later. Field and Cobra disagree. Let's take a look at the 0-2 fastball at 98. I wouldn't take that one again. How far outside was it? Not much.
Buster drives one to center field. Blackmon on the move, still on the move. He'll play it off the wall, and it caroms way away from Buster Posey. And Buster's going to end up at third with a triple.
So a second life. And Posey takes a little slider off the wall in right center. Fires up all the Giants fans that have stayed on. Let's take a look at the swing. A little height, that's just a hanging slider to 2-strike count. Posey not impressed. Gives you an idea of the carry of this ballpark. He just backspin, just kept rolling and rolling. I think Blackmon thought he was going to catch this thing about 80% of the way into this fly ball and realized, no, I'm not.
Caroms way. Yep.
So a triple for Buster Posey.
And Crawford will not just try to knock him in, he'll try to reach. And there's a swing.
First triple since August of 2014. Stand-up triple.
They keep stats on that. Crawford taps this one out in front of home plate. And everybody's safe. So
well,
that would be an error.
It's Coors Field.
Rockies are going to look at it.
Well, Reynolds, I think he felt that he kept his foot in contact with the bag. It was a great play for Reynolds to have to come across his body to the backhand and catch it on a one-hop. I mean, the fact that he even caught it is a good play.
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah, that's going to be an out.
So, break out the eraser. Crawford's kind of leaning back towards the dugout. He knows the deal.
Beautiful play. Cross body, backhand.
And they got the call right. They called him out.
Now, no doubt about it, once you see it in ultra slow motion, Exmo, hard to argue.
Hard to argue. So now Blanco will try to keep it going. Blanco's popped out to left, bounced back to the pitcher, and he's hit a fly ball to left. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Remember, tomorrow night it'll be Eddie Butler against Madison Bumgarner. These two still hold out some hope.
Oh, yeah.
It is a day game tomorrow. I believe I said tomorrow night. That means you and I will have to get our rest. We do a lot better when we get our rest.
Yeah. So we'll put a curfew on us tonight.
11.
Well,
We got another hour yet. That's down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. We can accomplish a lot in this next hour.
oh yeah. I'll take that challenge.
Two and 1 to Blanco. Blanco's job, get Parker to the plate. And he will with a base hit up the middle. So an earned run tacked on Castro. Posey scores. And now we'll see how Jared Parker likes a high velocity fastball.
Now he's going to gear up. But he's not going to face Mr. Castro.
So now this becomes a save opportunity for Jake McGee. So McGee's coming in. He's the Rockies closer. It's 5-2 Colorado. Giants with a run here in the 9th. They've got Gregor Blanco at first. And now Kelby Tomlinson has been called out of the dugout to hit.
Jake McGee, the new pitcher for the Rockies. As Kite mentioned, their closer, 13 saves on the year and 15 opportunities. He's a mid-90s fastball and a big curveball, good one. 13 strikeouts against 6 walks, 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio, pretty good.
So here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson takes a call strike. Hunter Pence chalking up.
Well, they're going to save Pence for when they can get him up there representing the tying or the go-ahead run.
Blanco's going to go, and this is popped up, and this should be the ball game. It's going to be Arenado, and that is the ball game. So on a Friday night, Matt Cain goes down early, and the Giants drop this one 5-2.
Well, and obviously concern for Matt Cain. The good news is it was not his arm, it was his leg. But really a night where you have to really give a lot of credit to Tyler Chatwood, the starting pitcher for the Rockies. He was fantastic. And a guy who hasn't had a good track record here in this ballpark tonight, he was fantastic.
He was fabulous. For more on tonight's game, tune in to Sportsnet Central on CSN Bay Area right after this broadcast, and you can tune in to CSN Bay Area tomorrow afternoon at 12:30. Giants pregame live. We'll be back with you on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network Friday night, June 10th at 7 for the Giants and the Dodgers, and that'll come to you, of course, from AT&T Park. For Mike Krukow and Dave Fleming, I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Thanks for joining us, and as always, have a good night, everybody.